What is up, guys? James Carter TV. It's time for my 2013-14 NBA season predictions. Last week, I went into my top 10 NBA players list, and I got a pretty good response about that. People agreed with me, thought I was better than ESPN, who had terrible player rankings. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. No matter what team you're a fan of, no matter what players you're a fan of, that ESPN list was just ridiculous. And it's as simple as that. Now, we want to get into the 2013-14 predictions for like the teams and all that stuff. And I'm not going to touch base on everything. So if you really want to know everything, go down in the description box, click show more. Everything is all typed out down there because I'm not going to talk about everything. I'm going to hit the big highlights and that's it. Don't want to waste my time making a 25-minute video on this. I really don't. So go down below right now. Just go down there. You'll see everything. Then you can comment to me what you ever want to know. And if you still want to watch, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. I understand you guys, man. I have time. It's all down below. There you go. Now, we're going to start off with how I see each conference going, okay? Now, in the East, I still have the Heat being the first team. Obviously, first seed. But barely. I think the Bulls are going to be the second seed. They were the first seed 2 years ago. When Derrick Rose tore his ACL, they were the first seed. Why can't they be the first seed again? They're not worse than they were then. They're not better than they were then. They're about as even as they were back then. So I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if the Bulls got the first seed. But I'm going to have the Heat there. Bulls too. Now the rest is where it gets all muggy. Because we all agree, everyone will agree, that these next three teams will make the playoffs. It's just the order where things get interesting. Now, I have the Knicks being the third seed, the Nets being the fourth seed, and yes, I have the Pacers falling down to the fifth seed. I mean, when I look at these rosters, when I look at this coaching, I mean, I'm not sure if Frank Vogel's squad will be able to compete against these all-stars. They're straight all-stars, these teams. The Knicks, they got better. They got Andrea Bargnani. I mean, that's a huge addition because we already know Amari Stoudemire did not fit there. I mean, so he's going to be benched. They should trade him, by the way. But, I mean, they're idiots for not doing that already. I mean, I think the Knicks are still going to be that third seed. I think Carmelo Anthony is going to be pissed off this year. He wants that ring. He wants to show what he can do before he's a free agent this summer because he wants to get paid and go to a contender, but he still wants to play this year. So I think the Knicks are going to be great. For the most part, I think they're going to be, a usual second round exit, but you never know. I mean, maybe they can go farther. We'll see. And the Nets, I mean, they have so much talent on that team, and their bench during this preseason, their bench has looked pretty good. So it's not just the starters. The bench has looked pretty good. They have to stay healthy. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, they're old. You worry about their health. They have to stay healthy. And then the Pacers, like I said, too much talent for me to put them that high again. Just too much. Now, this is where things get interesting, alright? Now, last year, there were three more playoff teams. It was the Celtics, the Bucks, and the, another team I can't even remember. What team was that? The Hawks, okay? I see all these three teams being bounced. The Hawks, the Bucks, and the other team. Okay, they're all bounced. Okay, bye-bye. And the Celtics, they're all bounced. Bye-bye, goodbye. Replace them with these three teams. My sixth seed, the Washington Wizards. Now, I had the Wizards making the playoffs as an eighth seed, but after yesterday, when they got Marcin Gortat, I said, you know what? No. Sixth seed. Alright, I mean, honestly, Marcin Gortat is going to help them so much. That's going to move Nene to the 4, his natural position, a position where he can play very well. Put Marcin Gortat there, saying, hey, we don't want you to do anything except for rebound the ball and play defense. We don't want you to do anything else, Gortat. And guess what? That's what he's good at. That's going to help the Wizards tremendously. Expect a 6th Man of the Year-esque year for Martell Wester. I got the Wizards my 6th seed. 7th seed, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I'm not even sure about that. Can they stay healthy? I don't think so. Why they got Bynum, I don't know. Because honestly, when healthy, Anderson Varejao, the way he was playing last year, was as good, if not better, than what you're going to get from Andrew Bynum. They should have just said no to Andrew Bynum. We got their Zhao. That's all we need. But, I mean, whatever. That doesn't make sense to me. And AC, I have the Detroit Pistons. I mean, this is now Josh Smith's team with, you know, a little Brandon Jennings on in there. It's going to be fun to watch those Pistons. Hopefully they make the playoffs because, I mean, if they can't make the playoffs with this roster, then they are just struggling. Let's move on to the West real quick. And now, first seed, this is very tough. I mean, I wanted to go with the Spurs, but, yeah, you know, it's too tough for me. So, I have the Clippers getting the first seed. I mean, talent-wise, they're great. I mean, we all know this. And on the teams, by the way, before people get mad at my rankings, okay, because I don't have records on here. Notice last year, like, the first 4 seeds in the West were separated by only 4 games. So it's going to be close. It's just a matter of how they are seeded. And San Antonio is going to throw games. Like, Greg Popovich benches his players, and they throw games away. I mean, so that's going to hurt them in the long run. So I have the Clippers being the first seed. Second seed, I still have the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, honestly, get ready because I have Kevin Durant putting up one of the best seasons we've ever seen before. I expect him to have an MVP season without Russell Westbrook for the first month or two. He's going to have to put the team on his back, and I expect him to do that and some. So there's a little spoiler alert for you. 3, I had the Rockets, but I said, you know what? No, I'm still going to put the Spurs as the 3rd seed. They're still that good. Greg Popovich still knows how to coach that well to the point where they're going to be the 3rd seed in the West. 4th seed, now, is it the Rockets or the Warriors? See, I wanted to go Rockets, but again, their power forward position is very sketchy to me because they wanted to start Omer Asik, but now it looks like they're going to say, fuck that. And Jeremy Lin has not been playing very well at all. This guy has not been playing well. So all these ingredients tell me, you know what? No. I'm pulling back my love of the Rockets. I'm putting the Warriors as the 4th seed. 5th seed, I have the Rockets now. And then this is where things get interesting. And the Grizzlies fall all the way down to the 6th seed. They were in the Western Conference Finals last year. Now they're the 6th seed. What happened? There's too much talent in the West. Grizzlies did not get better enough to contend with these other teams. So Grizzlies fall to 6th seed. 7th seed, I have the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, I'm sorry. Kobe Bryant will be playing by December 1st. I mean, okay, that's it. And the way they've gotten these players, they've gotten a great assortment of bench players that are going to hold that shooting guard position and small forward position until he comes back. Now, one thing that concerns me is Steve Nash still doesn't know how to play defense. This preseason, this guy does not know how to play defense. But I think this whole Steve Nash, Nick Young, Wesley Johnson, Paul Gasol, Chris Kaman, this could be an interesting offensive team that will still get them to the 7th seed. And then when you throw in Kobe Bryant in there, boom. I mean, a lot of scoring, bad defense, a lot of scoring, and I think the scoring is going to get them there like it did last year. Okay, so that's what I expect from them. Now, 8th seed. This is the most difficult, decision I've ever made. I always want to go Timberwolves. I mean, they always have the talent. They can never use the talent. I mean, Kevin Love played 18 games last year. That's it. I mean, isn't that unbelievable? Isn't that unbelievable? I wanted to go Trailblazers. I mean, they have the players. They have the depth. Can they all put it together? I don't know. They lost like 8 straight games at the end of last year when they were in playoff contention. The Mavericks, I mean, they got Monte Ellis. I mean, I'll give them the props. The Pelicans, I don't see it. I mean, Drew Holiday, all this stuff. I don't like their starting center. Okay, who's that? I mean, apparently right now it could be Jason Smith or some other loser, or Robin Lopez. Or no, maybe that's another team. See, I don't trust it though. So I just finally settled on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, don't let me down. I mean, I always pick you guys every year. You guys always piss me off, always disappoint me. But this year, I'm going with the Timberwolves to finally stay healthy and make the playoffs, 8th seed. Now, let's get into the awards first, alright? MVP, like I alluded to this earlier, I have Kevin Durant being the MVP. I'm telling you, I think this guy's going to put up some magical points. I think 30 points a game. I think all kinds of rebounds, all kinds of clutch moments that we're going to look back and say, wow, look at that big moment. Look at that big shot. Look at that big game that Kevin Durant had. And LeBron, it hurts LeBron because he has so much talent around him. Kevin Durant, he only has Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka this year. That's it. So Kevin Durant knows I have to put the team on my back. I expect him to do that in an MVP-esque way. I have Kevin Durant winning MVP this season. Now, let's get into the other awards real quick. Sixth man of the year, I have Tyreke Evans. They say that they want to get him off the bench. I think that helps him. I think he can put up points. We already know that. So, I mean, that's what we look for in sixth man of the year nowadays. So why not? So there you go. Input Tyreke Evans, sixth man of the year. Most improved. I'm going with Derek Favors of the Utah Jazz. They give this guy a big contract. Why? I don't know. Maybe they see something that I haven't seen yet. So I'm going to say, you know what? This guy got paid $10 million a year. He's going to break out because, he's finally going to be starting in Utah. And it's about time he finally does something. In limited time, he's been very good. Now that he's starting full time, I think he's going to be great. A little bit of a let me not say superstar. A little bit of a very good player, in Utah. He's going to be him and Gordon Hayward. They're going to be a good nucleus. And Trey Burke, good nucleus in Utah for years to come. But they're going to need a superstar in there. Let's see if Derek Favors can do that. I'm not going to say he will yet. Now, Rookie of the Year, I want to say Victor Oladipo. Everyone's saying Victor Oladipo. But I'm saying, hold on. Let me say this young kid out of Philadelphia. Now, I think Philadelphia is going to stick. Okay, I mean, I'll say that right now. They're going to be the worst in the Eastern Conference. They're going to be right next to Phoenix for the worst team in the league. But Michael Carter-Williams, this guy is going to be starting. Like, all the other rookies in the league, pretty much, they're going to be starting. Some of them are starting, but they have guys behind them that may surpass them and all this stuff. No. Michael Carter-Williams is going to start every game, 36 minutes. It's going to be ridiculous. He's going to be out there. And since he's going to be out there all the time, then maybe this guy could put together a Rookie of the Year season, put up nice stats, not get a lot of wins, put up nice stats and get the Rookie of the Year award. So I'm going with Michael Carter-Williams to get this Rookie of the Year award. There you go. Surprise for me, not Victor Oladipo. Like I'm sure a lot of you were expecting me to do. And now let's get into the finals and all that stuff. So, conference championships. Let's start there. In the East, I have the Heat and the Bulls. They are my 1. They are my 2 seed. You see, now here's the thing. I don't think the Heat are going to win this championship this year. I mean, okay, it's too... The Eastern Conference is too loaded. Way too loaded. Now, I still see them getting to the conference finals, but I'm telling you, man, this is about to be one of the most magical seasons we've ever seen before. Derrick Rose, who came from holding on to his knee, and down to the top. I see this guy saying, you know what? Here I am, one of the greatest seasons, comeback seasons ever in the NBA. It's going to be so emotional, such a great story that you're going to look back on. I see Derrick Rose getting to the NBA Finals, beating the Miami Heat, who are due to lose. Okay, their bench is getting old, except for Norris Cole. I mean, yeah, he's young. Michael Beasley, really? You guys trust this guy? Greg Oden, really? Rashard Lewis, really? Battier, really? I mean, you can't trust these guys. I mean, they come in now and then, they do well, but the Bulls, on the other hand, they have a consistent flow. Even without Derrick Rose last year, they were still about a 5th seed in the East. I mean, they're consistent. I mean, I expect again for the Bulls to be back in the conference finals, except for this time they get it done against the Miami Heat. Western, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I have, oh god, this is going to come back to hurt me, the Golden State Warriors. Now, I had the Warriors as my 4th seed. Which means that, let's say they won their first round matchup, then they're going to face my 1st seed, and that's Los Angeles Clippers. And at this time, the Clippers will choke. I mean, the Clippers aren't going to win the NBA championship. I don't see it. I mean, Chris Paul, for some reason, this guy, I mean, you could say he's never had that talent, but he had it last year. And they just can't, they don't have it. They just, like, how did they not get to the conference finals last year? Last year, of all years, to beat the Grizzlies. I mean, get there, man. Like, it's frustrating, for me. Why? I don't know, because I'm a Lakers fan. So why am I caring? But, I mean, because I like Chris Paul for the most part. So I mean, I don't see it. I see the Thunder winning that one, advancing to the NBA Finals. So now we have Derrick Rose versus Kevin Durant. Who wins that matchup? And I had the same finals 2 years ago. That didn't work out. Why? Because Derrick Rose tore his knee up. So now this is what I thought would be 2 years ago. Is now this, and I'm going with the Chicago Bulls. I mean, I expect one of the most magical seasons ever. And one of the greatest comeback stories ever from Derrick Rose. Especially his stupid interviews like, yeah, man, I wanted to come back and I wanted to do well for Chicago. Yeah, he can't speak, but I'm telling you, this is gonna be magical to me. This is my opinion. I mean, go ahead, tell me your opinion. You're gonna 3P, blah, blah, blah. Spurs are gonna come back, that's fine. But for me, what I have the Bulls winning the NBA championship. And who gets Andrew Wiggins? I have the Suns as the worst team in the league, but the worst team in the league doesn't always get the number one overall pick. I think David Stearns pulls some strings and gets Philadelphia that number one pick. Because I think, honestly, which one, as fans, okay? And Phoenix Sun fans, get out of here. As NBA fans, like, which one would you rather see Andrew Wiggins in? Philadelphia or Phoenix? Like, if he's in Philadelphia, here comes Philadelphia. Like, may not be instantly, but at least in 5 years against Philadelphia, 76ers are back. And that's a big market that we want to see doing well. Phoenix, on the other hand, I hate their jerseys. They're ugly. All this stuff. So, I'd rather see him going to Philadelphia. I have him going to Philadelphia. But I have the Suns being the worst team in the league. So there you go, James Carter TV. That's my 2013-14 NBA predictions. I mean, what's yours? Comment down below your predictions. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Tell me. I mean, let's get a discussion going. James Carter TV. Game recaps tomorrow. And if you haven't seen my NFL Week 8 picks yet, make sure to go back and watch that video. James Carter TV. I'm out. Peace.